Welcome back, treasures. Today, I'm using the media that I created in Canva to place images into my magical creature journal. So I'm not going to talk too much about what I'm doing here. I'm just going to let you watch and see what happens. But let's talk a little bit about leprechauns today. Let's start with, where did leprechauns come from? Like most things, this is up for debate. However, Lugh from Celtic mythology is the god of the sun, of light, and known for handsome appearance and skills in arts and crafts. It is quite a long story, but Lugh became Chromian, a name that later turned into Leprechaun, which is the tiny sprite or goblin of Irish folklore. Now, please excuse any of my mispronunciations. Some of you may realize that leprechauns in nowadays have a Irish drinking aspect on them as well. But this actually didn't start with the leprechaun himself, but instead his leprechaun cousin, I'm going to probably mess this up, Cluricaun. Sure, that's what we're going to go with. Which is the drunk leprechaun. He enjoys riding dogs and sheep. He's rather surly, but if treated well, he will protect your wine cellar. However, if mistreated, he will wreak havoc on your home and destroy your wine stock. Prior to the 20th century, it was generally agreed that the leprechaun wore red and not green, being described by Samuel Lover in 1831 as, "For he wears a red square coat, richly laced with gold, waistcoat and inexpensive of the same, cocked hat, shoes, and buckles." It's only recently that leprechauns have been deemed to wear green. Additionally, leprechauns are considered to be a fairy that is an old man, 2 to 3 feet tall. There are no female leprechauns. In addition to his red square coat, richly laced with gold, waistcoat, and cocked hat, shoes, and buckles, a leprechaun is also known to wear a leather apron. That jacket has 7 rows of buttons, with 7 buttons to each row. The leprechaun is said to be a solitary fairy, spending time alone, living in tiny caves or hollowed tree trunks, or possibly in the world's smallest park in Portland, Oregon. The leprechaun is known as the fairy shoemaker in Ireland. He makes shoes and brogues, which is a strong outdoor shoe with ornamental perforated patterns in the leather. But you never see them making more than one shoe. You may know that a leprechaun is near if you are in a solitary area and you hear a tap, tap, tapping of his hammer in his shoemaking. It is said that if you catch a leprechaun, he shall grant you 3 wishes. You can threaten him, and he might be able to tell you where his gold is. But if you take your eyes off of him at any second, he will vanish. There are many stories and fairy tales about situations where someone has caught a leprechaun and made the leprechaun show him the location of his gold. And once the person has marked said location, to come back with a shovel or some help or something, when they return to the location, their markings are either gone or multiplied to where they will never know where the original location was. So you see, the leprechaun is somewhat of a trickster fairy. He likes to do his own thing, make his shoes, count his gold. He likes to be alone. He does not like to be caught. Therefore, if you catch one, you should be in for some unexpected surprises. If you're not yet a subscriber, be a treasure and hit that subscribe button below. That will help you stay up to date on all of my crafting adventures, and you can learn more about the magical creatures that I'm placing into this magical creature journal. I will likely come back and write some of these leprechaun facts from today into this particular journal page, but for now I'm going to leave it as is. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you want to see how more of this magical creature journal turns out and comes to life, hit that playlist up there and you'll see everything I have up to date for this magical creature journal. I hope you'll join me next time on another crafting adventure. And until then, keep crafting, treasures.